The Ash Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Now, we were talking just last week about someone who was Brisbane born and bred, who did something quite remarkable down in Sydney Hospital. He created a titanium heart, and he has put this into a man who is now out there living in the world, and we've been lucky enough to get him into studio today. Everyone welcome Mr. Daniel Timms. Daniel, thanks for coming to chat to us. This is amazing.
Thanks for coming in, mate.
Sure, thanks for being here.
I don't know.
Does he have volume?
I don't even know where to start, Dr. Daniel. Talk us through, that moment when you're sitting at home and going, this might be a good idea. Like,
well, you're listening to the Sia
song
song and they thought maybe that's...
Yes.
Doesn't she have a song called Titanium Heart?
Yeah, Sia, right? Yeah.
You went, hang on.
Exactly
Like,
right.
what was the genesis for it? Like, talk us through the process.
Yeah, I mean, at the time it was like as a graduate student in QUT just down the road here. In
Really?
Brisbane. Yeah, just down the road. And
University for the real world.
that is, yeah, in the city.
Yeah, except unlike us, he got a useful degree.
Yeah. I was a graduate from there, but, I didn't quite use it the way you have.
No.
Yeah, but I guess I was fortunate to, as being a reporter, my father was a plumber, right? So, it made a little bit of sense if we're going to try to make an artificial heart, a pump. There was a bit of a history there, and so he's certainly helping out with some of those ideas as it went through, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, totally, yeah.
So you reckon that there's a genuine correlation between
Totally.
that and what you've created with the heart?
Absolutely, yep, totally.
Oh, my God. That
I
gives
love that
gives
so
me
much.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Did you ever bring your dad in to try and, tell everyone how it would work better? No, you need the force coming up from here and the fluid will come out there.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, as has been reported as well, he had heart failure at the time and he passed away in 2006. But for that first 5 years, we're working together on prototypes like this. And, one anecdotal story actually is in our pump right now is that, he was working on pumps and pipes in the backyard and pools. And, the pumps sometimes get clogged up with leaves, right?
Yeah,
so
you got to clean the
you got to
trimmer
clean it
box.
out. So
Don't act like you know, don't you? Yeah.
So what do you do? And it's in our pump right now. So what do you do is backwash it, once a day or so to backwash the leaves out. We do the same thing in our pump now. We drop the pump speed down once every minute, just to kind of backwash things through the pump and keep everything clean.
Wow.
So it really comes down to that stage, yeah. How about that?
And heart failure is a global epidemic. It's something that, it doesn't help just our community. This is something that will go global,
It's
I assume.
worldwide. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, at the moment, we're kind of based over in the US now, and we're doing trials with the FDA, doing implants over there. We did 5 implants last year, and then we had that Aussie implant in November last year.
Now, how is the Aussie guy going? You must be in touch with him quite regularly, seeing how he's feeling. How's he doing?
Yeah, I was actually down in Sydney yesterday, popped by and had a chat with him. He's now recovering from his heart transplant. So he had our device for 3.5 months. And he then left the hospital for a month, and then they found a heart transplant for him, which is pretty tough to do. There's not many of them around, but one come along, so it's like, okay, ready to go. So they took the titanium heart out and put a donor heart into him, and he's had that now for 2 weeks, and he's recovering in ICU. And I saw him yesterday. He was just coming out of the hospital, kind of just, sitting outside and getting a bit of sun.
So just to explain, how much of the actual heart is titanium? Because you said a donor heart. Is there still actual... real heart
There is.
part of it, or?
There is. I mean, actually, the heart is in 4 chambers, right? And you have 2 chambers that then feed the pumping part of the heart, the ventricles. So what we do is we remove the ventricles completely, and those 2 chambers at the top are remaining there, and they're kind of stitched into those 2 chambers. And then the pump of our titanium heart pumps the blood around the body. And then when the donor heart happens, you take the titanium heart out and connect still to those 2 chambers there.
So the titanium heart is to be used until?
At the moment, that's what we're using it for, until the donor heart can be found. However, as we progress along and you get more confidence with the device, then they don't come back for a transplant at all. They just have this for the rest of their life. Keep the titanium heart forever.
Dr. Daniel, can I ask you, from your original idea, whenever that moment was that you went, oh, geez, Dad, plumbing, titanium heart, backwash could work. How long did that take? And then how much from that original idea did you stray for whatever reason, or how close is it to that original concept?
Yeah, it's interesting, actually. I mean, this is 23 years now. So 2001 is when I started a PhD in Brisbane here. And then I've got a sketch in August 2001 of pretty much a cross-section of what this thing looks like right now. So it didn't stray very much at all from that original concept, yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Wow, so 24 years, is that right? 24 years
Around about that,
you've
yeah.
been building this
Exactly,
thing.
Yeah.
And is it so? Obviously, that's the heart, but the obvious progression of that is that this can be used in other parts of the body and different, organs and things like that. I mean, is that a realistic progression as well? I'm not saying we're going to be RoboCops. You know what I mean? Like but there's that sort of.
But the heart's
it sits somewhere in the middle of that, right? Like
It
I don't
is.
know. Like,
yeah, well, there's a whole community and field of artificial organ development, eyes and kidneys, like dialysis. This sort of thing is all a field of artificial internal organs, and the heart is one of them. It's a main part of that. But yeah, there's certainly other things that we learn, particularly about like how the compatible of the materials are, can be applied to other organs as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's incredible. We just wanted to get you in and meet you. And that story spins me out about your dad being a plumber and the correlation there and then the original concept being almost identical to what we've got now. And how much work's gone into it? Two decades worth of work.
2 decades. But what's your day to day now? Like, are you working on new projects now, or where do you go to work?
Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place at the moment. As mentioned, I was in Melbourne 2 days ago, then Sydney yesterday, and Brisbane here, and then back to LA on Monday. So kind of moving all over the place. But, at the moment, we're just pushing the device through more implants and more patients and, learning more about how it works and ultimately getting to that goal where we don't have to do that transplant.
Could you make Ferrari Formula One engines better?
Because
that's where he's wearing a Ferrari hat.
That's what
he was at the Grand Prix. That's what he was doing at Melbourne.
He wasn't working
it's
in
not all
Melbourne.
work.
Yeah.
It's not all work.
Now you understand where my motivations are. Ultimately, one day I want to work for Ferrari.
Oh, there we go. Who better than you, Doc?
Right, help them win a championship finally.
Oh, how fantastic.
That would be a book I'd read.
Finally doing some worthwhile work. Well, Dr. Daniel Timms, it's great to meet you, mate.
Amazing.
Congratulations. That's truly making a difference. And thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks again. Thanks for having me.
The Ash Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Now, Nikki, we both have golden retrievers.
Yes, we do.
You've got Whiskey.
Yes.
Whiskey's a lot younger than my golden retriever, Sonny Bill.
How old is Sonny Bill now?
Sonny Bill is 12 years of age.
Oh.
So him and Archie have grown up together. So he's getting on, but he's still got great spirit.
Yes.
Sonny Bill. And
Could they date? Like, what's the rules with dogs around ages?
Well, it'd be a bit like Sonny
could do that
what's
for
the
sure.
dude from
That'd
the,
be age appropriate.
Come on, Brain.
How old's Whiskey?
God, she's 3.
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner. It'd be that sort of arrangement.
Yeah.
Frowned
Although
upon.
Sonny's had the snip.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah,
Whiskey doesn't have to worry about
there's
having
nothing
his
that could go wrong.
bastards.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be bastards either. They'd be,
That'd be lovely.
they'd be purebreds.
They would be purebred.
purebreds. But anyway,
Maybe that can be his last wish. Make a wish, he can just shag Whiskey.
Yeah, well, no, listen, I'll put it to him. I'll get back to you.
Good wish.
But I was at the. I had him the other day. I had Sonny Bill with me, and I've stopped off at a park. I had time to kill until I had to go to the footy train, and so I've just stopped at a park and I went, and no one was there. There was one other person there, but it was near tennis courts. So I had Sonny out, and he was walking around, and somehow or other, there were 2 ladies playing. They wasn't even tennis. You know what they were playing?
Pickleball.
They were playing pickleball.
It's the future.
But the tennis courts where we were at, they had there was a hole in the fence.
Like a Sonny Bill kind of hole.
Yeah. Well, he didn't make the hole, but he went through the hole. And next thing I know, I'm lost. I'm looking at my phone.
It's bloody tennis balls there, essentially.
He's come back with one of those
pickleballs.
With one of the pickleballs, and I didn't even realise. And then he's just lay down next to me, and then one of the ladies goes, "Oh, excuse me, I think your dog has stolen our ball." Sure enough, Sonny's got this.
And it's perfect for dogs.
Yeah,
They got holes in them, so he could take his entire mouth up, but he can still. Sometimes you see it with tennis balls. I think they're going to suffocate on that.
Yeah, so
It wouldn't happen with a pickleball.
Anyway, I gave this pickleball back, and then because I couldn't work out how he got in there, and then I saw that little sneaky bastard. He's found the hole in the fence, and he's got in there, and he's gone onto the court, and he stole a pickleball.
That's so funny. I've seen cats on the internet that steal random stuff.
Well,
and they bring it back.
Well, this is it. Like when we were kids, and we moved to the Gold Coast. Our German Shepherd that we had was called Levi. That was our dog. I ended up naming my son after him, Levi. But Levi the dog. When we first came to the Gold Coast, we were like 12.
Now we know all of Ash's passwords, by the way.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Dad would never let Levi in the house. Like, he would have to sleep outside. Again, this is the dog, not my son. But he could jump the fence. He was a German Shepherd. He could do whatever the bloody hell he wanted. And he must have gone out roaming of a night time. And he brought back to our house once a cricket bat.
That's awesome.
And it became our cricket bat. That was we didn't know, we couldn't take it back anywhere. We didn't know where he got it from. But that was, you have your backyard cricket. That's for our childhood, that's the bat that we used, was the bat that Levi stole of someone when we were kids. I don't know where he got it from, but he must have gone into someone's house, probably thoughtful, jumped their fence, seen it, and gone, that'll do.
That's a good stick.
I'm going to take that with me. And he did. And so I was just throwing it out there. Has your pet ever stolen anything? Like, have you ever come home? You get your sausage dogs, Mitch. Have they ever come home and you've gone, where the bloody hell did you get that from?
Oh, this nibble on. I know that they're little ferrets, those things. But I've got, I don't know. I think if we had we got a Groodle. She's like 25% that golden retriever. So, but just flogging kids for like the kid stuff, just toys. Wickets. Those are other things. They're cricket bats. They steal the plastic wickets that we've got. They just end up all over the joint. I mean, they're half chewed now, so the kids have got one remaining wicket. So,
but they're taking it from you.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about when
not outside. They're not bringing it from.
I'm talking about doing some outside work. Yeah. You're casing the joint. Yep. You're knocking off something, and you're bringing it back home. If your dogs have ever done that, or any pet, I'd be interested.
Yeah, because cats are thieves as well. I saw a video of this cat every day brought back something different. It brought back a box of tampons one morning, and then another morning it brings a kid's pencil case. So I think it's going to the bus stop and rifling through people's bags.
Do you reckon they have any concept they're helping the family that feeds them, or is it just purely self-serving?
I think they're helping. I remember Whiskey brought in this piece of paper. We were doing IKEA stuff, and she just carried in this piece of paper, and it said fragile. And I went, oh, yes, you are.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Yeah, you never know how you're going to go when you throw it out and you say, oh, my dog's been out there knocking off stuff. Like Levi, our dog, when we kids stole a cricket bat. It was our cricket bat for 10 years, coming up. So what has your pet stolen? It looks like every pet in Brisbane is a thief.
Yep.
Because the phones have gone berserk. Fiona out of Forest Lake. Now, what type of dog have you got and what did it steal?
Labrador, and one afternoon, late afternoon, she broke out of the yard and stole the milk of about 8 neighbours off their doorstep.
That's fantastic.
She was finally apprehended by Mrs. Wilson, who dragged her back by the collar with a little milky moustache and a bloated tummy, and was commonly known as the Milky Bar Kid after that.
How good is that? So she was sculling it or bringing it back for you guys?
No, she was sculling it, just piercing it, and then just drinking it as fast as she could.
She was on a crawl.
You think about that milk deliveries for the dogs like back in the day. It'd be like, you won't believe what's going on. Every house. It did make it very awkward to, knock on Mrs. Jensen's door and ask to borrow a cup of milk from that point onwards. But we still went on.
I love the old school names in your street, by the way. The Mrs. Wilson, Mrs.
Jensen. Everyone's a Mrs.
Outstanding. Tash out of Sandstone Point. What do you got? Who's your thief?
My parents' cat.
And what did
first started off.
So I just
first started off. Stealing.
Oh my God! Did you say your pet cat? Am I missing words?
Yeah,
here,
a cat.
Her
pet cat.
Yeah.
Sorry, take it away, Tash.
My parents' cat started off stealing my dad's gloves and shoes from the shed. Then he ventured out to the neighbours and started stealing the kids' clothes that were left in their yards, and then
there's the sock debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get blamed for missing socks in our house, and it's probably the neighbour's bloody cat, Ginger.
Probably. Could be.
I love
that does
Tash's
solve that
laugh.
problem if that is the case.
And Tupperware lids. I bet your cats are hoarding Tupperware lids as well.
Kylie Woolowan, what do you got?
When I was a child, our dog used to go down to the local servo and steal the chocolate Big M delivery.
This is like a timed attack. This is orchestrated. This isn't a random hit.
This is more milk, too.
Yes, it is more.
Chocolate milk.
Yeah, that's flavoured chocolate milk, correct?
Right.
He must be hearing the truck.
What type of dog was it?
Oh, it was like a border collie cross, so it sort of makes sense, but it was very amusing when Dad used to find the Big M's at the front door.
So would it pierce it as well, or would it bring it home full?
He would bring it home full, and then Dad would open it up.
See, that's the difference between a border collie and a Labrador. A Labrador just chugs it back in for themselves.
Whereas border collie's done it for someone else.
Yeah, they're working for you.
Yeah.
How stoked would you be if your dog just went out somewhere and then just came home and brought you a chocolate milk?
That's a kid's dream.
Icy cold.
I'm waiting for Whiskey to come home with a bottle of whiskey.
He knocked it off.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
And Anne-Marie at Cannon Hill, what do you got?
Oh, hey, Joe. Well, we came home one day and we discovered our Staffy had found my brother's ex-girlfriend's adult toy and was playing with that in the backyard.
Now, was this a battery-operated one or just a...
It was a big battery-operated one. And it was a big shock because I thought, he's dug up a bone here. What is this? And I picked it up and then quickly dropped it down and, oh, my God.
Damn.
I'm trying. There's so many things I want to say and so many things I shouldn't say. But,
you didn't go on to use it for years and years like we did with the cricket bat, did you?
We definitely didn't. I mean...
the family got a decade out of that.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.